Jeff Roberts, Magnolia Hoops here with Huntsville High out of Alabama. Coach, if you don't care, introduce yourself and then your players for me.
Yes. Junior 6'5" guard Simon Walker, number 1. 6'10" senior Caleb Harrison. 6'7" junior Brayden Rivers.
Coach, I want to start out with you. Y'all did come last year, right? Was it
Yeah.
Tupelo? 2 impressive wins back-to-back years. Is this going to be second home now or what?
We tend to play well here. The first quarter was not very good for us. I felt like we came in blind to this game. We didn't really know much about them. I knew a little bit, but we had not seen any film. And I was just kind of going based on hunches and things of that nature. And man, they woke us up real quick. They were physical. They were sound. They did a great job of disrupting us in the half court on offense. And we kind of woke up there going into the second quarter, and I thought we put on a pretty good display there, second, third, fourth quarter, and played to our standard.
Caleb, so going into the game, they knew a lot about all of you guys, but their game plan was to shut you down. So how nice is it to have somebody like Brayden, like Simon, that whenever you may not be scoring 20 points, they can step in, pick up the slack for you?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, obviously we got Brayden and Simon, we got 3 or 4 other guys down there who can all, they're all incredible players that can all shoot it and everything. So I think, just having a really deep roster, we got plenty of guys who are coming off the bench making plays, and if they're doubling or I'm having an off night or anything like that, we got a bunch of guys who can step up. So I think it's great. And this guy had a big game today, so you love to see that.
Brayden, I was going to ask you about your career high 24. How did you get into such a great rhythm today?
Man, really just playing with my teammates. They gave me opportunities to be able to shoot open shots, and I took those advantages. So really shout out to them.
I don't think it gets you going or anything, did it?
A little bit.
And I want to speak to that. Like, we have a lot of good players who are being recruited to play at the next level. Everybody knows that. These guys are unselfish. They don't care who gets the credit. They want to win, and they want to make each other better. And that's why we have a really special team. And I know we're just at the end of November, but that ingredient right there will be the difference in us making some history this year and us reaching the same level we've been at the last 5 years. We've been to 4 Elite Eights in 5 years. We're trying to push through that next step this season.
So, Brayden, you shot 73% from the field today, had 24 points. How big is it for you to come to an event like this and perform so well?
I feel like it's really a confidence booster just throughout the rest of the season. Being able to have a game like this gives me confidence to be able to do that for the rest of the year. And so having a game like that is really, really helpful me, just my morale.
Simon, what was the key for you getting into a rhythm? You had a big second half.
Just really playing off intensity. I was kind of playing off emotions early on. I found my groove. I thought Brayden really got us going. Really, I think he provided a boost for the rest of the team. And just once I got going and started playing off intensity, I thought things got really well.
The mid-range shot, you took it off the bounce and bouncing that kind of get you going?
A little bit. Yeah, just mainly just playing off intensity, just making plays. I think really on the defensive end is really where I got going tonight.
I want to ask you this, but it kind of for any of y'all. So there were several stretches where they struggled to score, and I know there were 2 times where they got a bucket, but it got waved off because Eli Stapler took a charge. How big is Eli to y'all's team?
Hey, I'll speak first. He's like another glue guy. J.D. Gossett's been a glue guy for us for 3 years. Eli's become a glue guy also in that he's willing to let the ball move. He's not worried about his shots. He gets us into offense. And then on the defensive end, he's done a really good job this year of leading the team in charges. So he just does a lot of things that don't show up and doesn't get him up here in this room, but he's incredibly valuable to our team.
And Coach, I wanted to speak on the team. In the last 3 days of the Into Hoops Announce a Day, talk about the bench and how they've played with the energy. I thought really that Darius gave you a spark early.
Yeah, we've been through a heck of a stretch here. Dating back to flying out on a whim to Orlando, Florida about 9 days ago, we've been on it pretty good. And this is game 5 of the week. And then you had Montverde trip last week. So to see our guys come in here and play off in complete intensity, not emotion, just intensity, play as hard as they did, is really pleasing to me because they really are trying to play to our standard. And our standard is we're going to play harder than every team we play. That's our choice. And I think that's the one thing, we may not make every shot, but we are going to play harder than you, and we're going to be tougher than you, and we're going to choose to be unselfish. That's the 3 things that we harp on all the time in our program. And you can't do that. You can't do the stretch they've been on without a standard. And so, like, they very easily could have come in here today and laid an egg. Almost expected it. They're high school guys. But that speaks to how special they are and just the joy they are to coach. And then after the first quarter, we were almost flawless. Our first quarter was rough, and I probably said some choice words over there. Don't even need to be repeated, but I was very pleased with their response.
Coach, you just touched on it 9 days ago. Mike Know Your Hoops here, covering Mississippi basketball. I stayed on Twitter. Nothing but to just look at the Huntsville game, trying to keep up with you guys on Twitter.
Yeah.
How did that kind of come about?
It really started, we had a game Thursday night at our place. We're sitting there watching the girls' game. Me and my coaching staff are thumbing through Instagram, and I see that they had posted they needed a game and somebody canceled. And I was joking around like, what if we played that? Like, I wasn't being serious. And one of them dared me to text this guy I know that's connected with that school. He works for the city of Palms. And I reached out to him and I said, can you get us in there? Like, we'll play. And he called them, and they called back and said, if we can get down there, they'll play us. They had 30 schools reach out. They said they wanted to play us. And so I started calling our parents and said, hey, this is random. It's going to cost a lot of money, but I want to do it if y'all say yes. And everybody said yes. The players were like, are you serious? And by like the next morning, it was a go. And I had a phone call. You're talking about a God story. I had a phone call from a supporter in our community calling me randomly, said he'd heard about it and wanted to pay for our airfare. Wow. And when I got that call, and then I called my principal, and she was like, go, we'll make it work. And so it just happened in about 12 hours. And what a great experience for them. Not only did we get to go, we played lights out. And even though we lost by 27, the locker room felt like we won. And it just brought back a lot of confidence with us and something that they'll always remember.
This is going to go to the players here. I'm 45-year-old. I've traveled across the country watching basketball. Garrett, he can attest to that. That's still a bucket list for me to make it down there to Florida. Do you realize, I mean, I know coaches like, hey, let's just do it on a whim. And not just the players they got, but the tradition that the school has down there. That do you realize what kind of honor it was to be able to go down there and play them? Any player can answer this. Y'all take it.
Yeah, it was crazy. We just walked in the gym and you look up on the wall and they got a picture of every NBA player and all the national championships and everything like that. And, I mean, normally you just kind of look on Instagram and Twitter and see videos of them, and you're like, those guys are in high school. Those guys, we'll never see them. We'll never play them. But turns out we were told we were playing them when we walked in the gym, and they were pretty big.
We had gotten our hotel really late the night before. I'm talking like it was 12 o'clock in our room. But I thought it was very important that we have a shoot-around at that gym the next day, and we wouldn't be starstruck when we got there that night. So we were there for about an hour, and these guys were bouncing around, and they're shooting in there, and I'm looking up, and I'm like, we're really here. Like, we got to play these guys tonight. Like, this is going to be tough.
And they walk in the gym, and they got 3 guys that are taller than anybody we got.
It was a great experience. So.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you all for coming.